What's up everybody, welcome to another episode. Today I'm reviewing a COMICA VIMO C. This is actually a budget wireless set either for your camera or for your smartphone. So I've been doing audio for over 35 years, so in this video I'm going to be doing something different here. I'm going to be actually adding some workshop techniques regarding audio, professional audio, and two things you guys should know, which is the inverse square law and also the 3-to-1 rule. So stick around, don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. And the usual disclaimer, COMICA sent me this unit for me to test it out. This video is not sponsored by them. I don't get paid to say anything here, and all my words and opinions are my own. In this video, I'm going to go straight to the point, and I'm also going to be skipping all the cool little B-roll unboxing here because this is not the first video about this product that you guys watch. And also, if you need any technical details from the manual, I'm going to leave the technical data right here so you can actually pause the video. If you're looking for a budget product for your audio solutions, you might want to take a look at this device here. Currently, the default price of this unit is $139, but right now at the making of this video, they're actually running a 10% off coupon, which you can actually buy for $125. Now, to make it clear here again, these units, they cost only $125. These are designed for the consumer guys, not for professional use. You don't want to record a paid interview, some client paying you $3,000 for the day of filming, or a wedding, for example. So if you want to have fun with your iPhone or record some Facebook Live with your camera, even with a DSLR, whatever, for non-critical applications, something that it is actually forgiving, no problem. But for professional use, you're definitely going to step into the high-end stuff, at least paying $600, $1,000, $1,500, probably $3,000 on a wireless unit. And just so you know, throughout the entire video, what you hear is the actual audio from this device, and this doesn't feature a recorder. I wish it did, because the price is actually competing with other units that also has a recorder for probably $20, $30 more. So maybe in the future they actually should think about incorporating a recording capability on these units as well. One thing that I really like and I really appreciate about this little setups here is the ease of use. Let's say that you're doing YouTube or whatever it is, your Facebook Live or whatever that is, as long as you don't change the environment. For example, every day I can actually sit in front of this camera, knowing that I already preset the camera to the proper recording levels. So pretty much it takes about 5 seconds to plug this on me, 5-10 seconds to plug this thing on the camera, and I'm ready to record. Before, the way I usually record my videos, which I prefer the best, of course, is some fancy shotgun microphones here with a multi-$1,000 sound devices mixed pretend right here and syncing everything in post all separate. That's all great, but for YouTube here, most of the applications, this setup here is plenty. So when you purchase this product, it comes with everything that you need, plus it comes with a pretty decent retail box, and inside the box you're going to find this EVA case. It's a very light duty case, but it's enough to protect everything. And inside it houses the actual box, which, by the way, you can actually charge all 3 units right here. To charge the battery on these devices, it takes about 2.5 hours, and at least the transmitters, they state that you can actually use this for up to 8 hours. They did not specify how long it would take to charge the actual receiver. I just wish the USB-C port was located on the back of this case, so when you charge, you can actually nicely sit on the desk this way. Unfortunately, you're going to have to charge on the side. The set comes with 1 receiver, 2 transmitters, which, by the way, they come properly synced from the factory, and if they lose sync for some reason, which didn't happen here, all you have to do is read the manual to link the units again. One thing that I like, as soon as you take this out of the box, it immediately powers on itself, all 3, and as soon as you put them back here, they automatically shut off, and if you have it plugged in, it immediately begins charging. And for charging, to ensure the maximum connectivity, as you can see, there are magnets featured on the bottom of the case. Just drop it in here. This whole thing is very simplistic. As you can see, the power button serves 2 purposes besides powering off the unit. When you tap it very quickly, it's going to highlight in orange, which means this is mute mode. The transmitter comes factory pre-linked, but if you need to link it again or pair the unit again, here's the symbol right there. And also it features a noise cancellation built in. You simply tap it really quickly. This is going to change to green, which means that feature is activated. Tap it again, it's back to normal audio. And on top it features the built-in microphone. You cannot add any other lavalier accessories, only this microphone. And at the bottom we have the magnets, and also including a USB-C port in case you decide to charge this unit separately. And on the receiver, as you can see, there's a little bit of glare going on, so outdoors it might be a little issue. I thought it was a little plastic film here. I even tried to use a gaffer tape to remove, but this is actually what it is. This is actually part of the material. And at the bottom it features the same magnets for charging in the case. On the left side it features a USB-C port that you can actually charge the unit individually, and with the supplied cable right here, as you can see, my headphone is already connected to this cable. So you can actually charge this unit and monitor your audio at the same time, as you can see. On the left side, you have your power button, and also this is the out jack that goes into your camera's microphone input. And the power button is also a mode button. This features a recording in mono, so to record in stereo, you press it quickly once, you switch to stereo, and also there's a safety track mode right here. And one, as you can see, here is louder than the other, so in case you clip this one, the other one is saved. And to adjust the level, you have the volume A and volume B all separate, regardless if you're actually recording mono or stereo. Let's switch to stereo here real quick. So you can actually tap on the volume there. As you can see, it goes from volume 1, 2, 3, and 4. Same thing here, volume 1, 2, 3, and 4. But keep in mind, even if you set everything to volume 1, if you decide to shout on this microphone, your voice is going to clip regardless. And both transmitter and receivers, they feature clip, and this particular one here is the same size and shape as a cold shoe mount that you can actually attach where the shoe mount on your camera is. And of course, to charge the unit, you can actually insert a USB-C here. The one thing that I don't like is because this is the bottom of the case, so I can't set this on the desk right here. It gotta be on the side this way. I like the fact that I can actually charge everything inside this case, so you plug this in here and you see the gauge going on. And this one here is the one that goes in your mobile devices. As you can see on the gray cable, it features a TRRS plug. This one here is the one that goes on the camera. It features a TRS plug on each end. And also comes with a USB-H, USB-C cable to charge your devices in the box. And also 2 windscreens. They actually work very well and they attach here very easily. It's shaped to the exact shape of the actual unit. This part with the indentation here goes exactly where the clip goes and installs in seconds. And also the same black button, when I actually press it very quickly, it comes with a built-in noise reduction filter, which I don't like using this because I prefer to do this work in post-production because I don't want this tiny little processor to do the job. And as you can see, it sounds like this here. This can actually be useful if you are recording non-critical work, such as having fun on the beach or there's a lot of traffic noise. Yeah, go ahead and engage this thing here, especially if you're just using a mobile device, go ahead and try it out. But I prefer doing this in post. Another thing that I don't like about how they implemented this particular feature, because how easy it is to accidentally turn this filter on here, as you can hear right now. So you gotta make sure whether you're handing this unit to somebody else, make sure this thing is not in green color because that's when the noise filter is activated. So make sure it is actually highlighted in blue so it sounds clean like this. In my opinion, they should actually get rid of this feature completely, or with a firmware update, make this as difficult as possible to engage, such as a 5-second press or something like that, but not something quick like this. Because as you can see, I'm actually engaging the actual filter, which I don't want it to happen. Which, by the way, you cannot fix this in post-production. Once you activate this thing, it is what it is. Another very important thing to keep in mind to keep your audio recordings as nice as possible. For example, right now, I don't need this unit, so I'll make sure this is actually dormant inside the case, because as soon as you take this out of here, it automatically turns on, which, by the way, now both are being recorded, and you don't want this right now. So what you want to do is you either turn it off right here, or put it back in the case. In each one of these transmitters, they feature a omnidirectional microphone, which captures the sound 360 degrees. And my studio, which is a commercial place, is actually in a mall, so you're gonna have some occasional background noise here. So this is actually the perfect environment to test this microphone to see how much it captures your voice in relation to how much background noise enters this microphone. And in order to keep background noise from polluting your audio entering this microphone, search on YouTube the inverse square law for audio, and then you're going to learn a lot of things in order to actually have a better sound recordings. That applies to everything. This type of microphone, shotgun microphones, whatever microphone they use, search for the inverse square law. Now, to explain the inverse square law, after you watch and understand what it is, you don't have to actually bring all kinds of equations and complicated math to your mind. All you have to do is to understand the simple concept. For example, if you want to avoid background noise, all you have to do is to keep the microphone as close as possible to the mouth, which means with the inverse square law, the closer it is, the more intense it is and less coverage, because it's going to be only around your mouth right here. And as soon as you pull the microphone away from the mouth, which is the main source of audio in this case here, what's going to happen is you're going to have to go to the back of the camera and set your gain levels again, because when the microphone is actually far away, it requires more gain. Because with the microphone right here, you actually have more coverage because the microphone is far away, but less intensity. In that case, you're going to have to go in the back of the camera and adjust the gain input levels on the microphone. Another thing for you to know, in case you're actually putting two people very close to each other talking on these microphones, you're going to deal with something called phasing. This is actually a very undesirable artifact on your audio, and I'm going to explain more on that later. Now I'm going to tell you what I like about this kit and what I don't like about it, especially given the cost that's only about $125, and there are some limitations, some advantages and some disadvantages regarding this particular unit here, depending what you want to use this for. So according to some tests that I did, I'm gonna show you guys here the best uses for this device. If you want to transmit flawless wireless audio like 200 feet, 300 feet and other good stuff, you're going to have to spend some serious money, because on my weddings, for example, I cannot afford to have a single hissing or a single dropout, especially critical moments like, vows and all. So in that case, I use the brand called Electrosonics, which allows me to actually relax, peace of mind, and these units, they cost from $2,000 to $3,500 depending on where you buy. I love the case, the fact that you can actually charge everything at once through a single USB-C cable, which is nice. As soon as you pull this out of here, they turn on automatically. If you don't want to, put it back in the box or press the orange button, the unit is off. It features a magnetic port inside, so as soon as you drop this in the box, it's magnetic, which is nice. And also the most important thing, we're looking for the quality of the audio, which, by the way, for 125 bucks, that's actually pretty decent. It doesn't require anything crazy in post-production. All you have to do is to tweak a little bit on the EQ, on maybe a little bit on the highs, a little bit on the mid-range, just gently, and also a little bit of compression. Which, by the way, the entire audio from this video, from the beginning to end, everything is being compressed and equalized. Now I'm gonna show you guys right here, right this second, the uncompressed raw audio straight out of the box through the camera. And again, after this point, you're gonna hear everything with compression and equalization from here until the end of the video. And just in case your camera does not feature a headphone jack, it also comes included with this USB-C cable, which features a headphone out and also a way to charge the receiver at the same time while being used. The receiver features a shoe mount, which you can actually slide right where your hot shoe of the camera is. Right now, I actually have a monitor on top of the camera, so right now I actually have the receiver clipped right here on this wire, just in case you want to use it like this. But you're supposed to hook it up right here, right? But I'm actually doing this here. Instead of having the unit dangling all over the place, you just clip it here, good to go. Another thing that I like about the receiver is because depending on the orientation that you're actually using the receiver, it's just like an iPhone can do this or that. You can actually revert the actual display either this way or upside down. I've been doing sound for over 35 years, so just in case you are a newbie with sound, this is another thing that I want to talk about here. I previously spoke about the inverse square law, which you definitely should know. And the second thing is the 3-to-1 rule. So if you break this rule, you're going to have some phasing on your microphone. So this is something to be very careful, because either if you are recording on mono or stereo, it doesn't matter. As soon as you bring into the post-production timeline, everything is going to become mono, which, by the way, you cannot fix this in post-production if you recorded this thing already the way it is. What I'm trying to say here, if you use a single microphone, in this case, this particular transmitter, just all by itself, you're not going to have any phasing problems because there's only one microphone. As soon as you power this on and the other person is very close to you, or either one of these microphones, they're very close to each other without respecting the 3-to-1 rule ratio, you're going to have phasing on your recordings. Right now I have to use this headphone here because I need to monitor my sound, and I can actually hear all the phasing. When I do this, you don't want this in a recording, which means the waveforms, one is actually upside down, canceling everything. Sometimes the phasing can be so great that you can actually hear nothing when you actually put both audio, left and right, into the timeline like this here. Depending on the level of the waves, you can actually hear nothing, which is crazy. But right now I hear some big phasing here right now because the distance of the microphone is not proper. Now let's say right now I'm speaking about 3 inches from this thing, so the 3-to-1 rule is, which is times 3, the next microphone should be no closer than 9 inches away from over here. So right now, no phasing, no phasing. So right now I have the microphone about 3 inches from my mouth. Again, this other microphone should be no closer than 9 inches if you don't want phasing. As soon as I bring this microphone, violating that 3-to-1 rule, which is less than 9 inches apart, and then you're gonna see the phasing right here. See again? So be very careful with phasing, because this is what's gonna be happening if you do that. So right now I did not change the audio levels for my camera, so I actually have to take it easy on my voice here. So I'm just gonna show you, for example, right now I'm eating the microphone, and this microphone is actually right here, and there's no phasing. No phasing. As soon as you bring it close here, you have the phasing issues. So keep that in mind. So if this microphone is actually set to 1 foot away from your mouth, the next microphone should be no closer than 3 feet apart, like this. Fit in the frame here, yeah. That's the distance of the microphone. So one more last example here. Let's say that this microphone is actually 3 feet from your mouth, The other one should be no closer than 9 feet apart. Now the next thing I want to show you guys here is a distance test to see how well this thing performs at a distance instead of like being like 5 feet away from the camera. And on the manual, if you read the manual, there's something that says very clear there, the limitation of this unit, again for costing only $125. Never turn your back to the camera because you're going to be risking some artifacts and other things that you don't want present on the audio. Now, if you want to record this far away, 100 meters, 200 meters, or 200, 400 feet, expect some artifacts to occur on your recording and also some serious dropouts. The unit is still going to capture your voice, but don't expect anything flawless. All right, it's time to do some tests. I usually like to do this at closing time of the mall, so there's not a lot of people walking here. So this unit is actually a budget unit, and as the manual says, don't turn your back on the camera like this because the mass of your body is going to help to contribute to have some audio dropouts and other things. I would say from here to around halfway over there, I think this unit is rated for 650 feet of distance. I don't think so, at least not for critical recordings, if you don't want to hear any little artifacts on this here. So let's do a test right now over here. Can I help you guys with something? Hello? Can I help you with something? Okay, no problem. So right now I'm actually sitting on the bench right here with a, line of sight with the camera, and the other person can be actually wearing the other piece right there. So I think that should sound okay. And what I notice here, when you walk, you hear not really audio dropouts, but there's some, some little artifacts or whatever. But when you're actually stationary like this here, it shouldn't be a problem. You can walk this way, So each step that I'm doing here is equivalent to a meter. So you can actually have a pretty good idea, or probably a yard, right? So let's start again here. I'm gonna go all the way there. Hey, what's up? Good. 10 meters. 20 meters. That's 30 meters right here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 40 meters. So now I'm actually in, straight line of sight with the camera. So it should be okay. Anywhere here, it should be all right. I wouldn't go past this area here. But still, that's a pretty nice, decent distance right here. So that should conclude the test, and I hope that was helpful. What I recommend this device is primarily is for non-critical work, such as Zoom meetings or Facebook Live or even live streaming. As long as that's not critical, I recommend this product for those type of applications. Now, for professional work, you have to spend some serious money on wireless products if you don't want to risk any audio dropouts or any audio interference or artifacts. Now, regarding the battery life, I've been actually having this unit on for about 3 hours, recording or not here. So right now, the actual charge on the actual receiver is displaying 50% of the charge. So I would say that you can actually definitely run this thing for at least 6 hours. Another thing that you might consider doing here, especially if you're recording stereo, because this particular transmitter will always be the right channel and the one that I'm wearing will always be the left channel. So what I'm trying to say here, the right channel can actually go on the right side of the box and the left channel can always go on the left side of the box. Why does that matter? Every time I record, I want to be the left channel, and if there was another person here that's using the right transmitter, I will know the left channel is always the content that has my voice and the right channel is the content that has the other person's voice. And when it takes this out of the box, I just look at real quick here. I know the right channel is yours and the left channel is mine. Right now I want to test this windscreen that comes included with this unit, which by the way, they did a fantastic job because not all windscreens, they do a good job, but this one here pretty much filters everything. So behind me here is this little fan that's actually very powerful. It's worse than most outdoor situations except hurricanes. Now, of course, before I place the bare microphone in the fan here, I don't want to damage my speakers and I don't want to damage your speakers either. So don't worry about it. You don't have to touch the volume because I took care of things in post-production, okay? So I'm going to be doing a fan test here. As you can see, I'm about 15, 16 inches away, and this little breeze is enough to destroy your recording, rendering the audio useless, right? And here is even worse, of course. So this is as worse as it can get. Now let's install the little windscreen right here. And look at the difference. So even if you're talking here, there's a difference between wind noise and wind sound. So if you hear anything, it will be the wind sound or nothing at all, maybe. Now I'm going to get all the way close here to about half an inch away from this fan. So I think they did a good job. In my opinion, approved. So here's the recorder set to the maximum volume, which is +4, and on the R3, the goal here is to get the gain as low as possible. As you can see, it is set to about 1/4 of the way right there. What you don't want is either halfway or even higher, because for entry-level cameras, you're going to generate a lot of noise, a lot of hissing on the recording. Cameras such as the R3, they have a better preamp, but still, you can't compare this preamp compared to an actual recorder, right? But what you want to do here is to set the levels as low as possible, as you can see here. Now, if you have entry-level DSLRs, the best thing to do, instead of using the output jack on the receiver, try to use the headphone cable and then plug it into the microphone, and then it can actually go all the way down here. And again, you can also adjust the volume here in case the sound is too strong. You can actually go all the way to volume 1 instead of volume 4. But for the R3, I actually have the volume set to 4, and the gain is actually set right there to give me about -12 dBs or a little bit less. Now, the bottom line here, do I recommend this product for what it costs and what it does? And for non-critical work, yes, absolutely. Now, if you want a recording feature, you're gonna have to spend at least $25 to $35 more and find another unit that also provides recording on top of the wireless feature as well. So that's the number review. I hope you found the content useful. If you want to subscribe to this channel, you know what to do. And also, if you have any comments, just drop them down in the comment section. I'll respond to everything. So once again, thank you very much for being here, and I'll see you next time.